Hey guys, welcome. So this is kind of a bit of a ad hoc daily dose of awesome today. I thought I would jump on and share with you some tips about using Facebook groups. Obviously, most of the team who do the daily dose of awesome are all celebrating the 4th of July, and obviously you guys were asking where it is, and I was busy doing some stuff, and I thought, hey, why not jump on and share some tips with you of things that I've been doing myself, things I've learned from other people using about Facebook groups, because I am your community manager after all. So I thought, hey, why don't I share with you some of the things that I do and you probably see inside of, our own community, and things that you can do for your network marketing business, your own, obviously being an affiliate and branding yourself, things that you can do in your Facebook groups to be able to get more leads, more sales, and also some kind of big mistakes of things not to do if you're using groups. So hopefully you'll find it useful. So if you're coming in, say hi. I know, most of you, if you are in America, you're going to be celebrating the 4th of July. So have a fantastic day, whatever you're doing. For the rest of us in the world, it's just a normal work day, which is why I thought I'd jump on and do this. So make sure that you comment below and say hello. And let me know, actually, I'd really like to know if you currently have your own Facebook group that you are using. Are you using Facebook group for yourself? Are you using one for your network marketing business? So just let me know, just drop a 1 below if you are using a group, just so I can kind of see, who is and who isn't. So let me know. So I've kind of just dug out some notes from other trainings that I've been on that have really helped me. And like I say, I've been really paying attention to, obviously, the EMP group. So I love this community. I'm so honored that I get to, really manage this group, trying out different stuff. But I'm also doing a lot of stuff myself in my own group, utilizing things I'm learning from lots of other people. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So, hi Dawn. So Dawn's saying no, not yet. Okay, that's absolutely cool. That's absolutely fine. And actually that's going to be quite good in terms of, some of the mistakes and things. So when you do get to the point where you want to set up your group, then you can use some of the tips that I'm going to share with you today to kind of really start it off in the right way. So if any of you were at NES, then Tanya Eliza talked a bit about groups. She's got an amazing group, and she gave some amazing tips on groups. Obviously, we weren't there. I'm just going to share a couple of things that she did. And also, another great training I listened to was from Bob Heilig, and he, again, gave some great tips when it comes to especially using network marketing groups too. So what is the point of groups? You might be thinking, oh, it's just another thing that I need to do. It's just another, channel, another thing that you need to manage. But I want to just share some things about groups and why they're so cool, why they're so great, and why it's something that you should definitely think about using in your business at some point, and for different reasons. One thing really is that it's a great time, it's a great way to be able to bring people together. So think about this group, think about, the Elite Marketing Pro community and what this group does for you. So how does this group make you feel? So that's something just leave your kind of what you think in the comments below. Again, I'd love to kind of hear your feedback and what you actually, how you find the group. But, just have a think about how you use this group. So one thing is that, it really builds that sense of community. People feel like they belong to something. And that's what you can create yourself for your own tribe as you start to grow your audience. And then you can then bring people together in your own group to get people to feel like they belong to something that you've created. So wouldn't that feel great if you have people that feel just as amazing that you feel about EMP, for example? I know that's definitely something, this is like the ultimate goal. My group is always growing every single week, and I've got my, my group idols, which, EMP is one, and other people that I follow, their groups are great. So that's what I do. So like I say, it's a really great way to bring people together. And you think about, obviously, it's not just for business. Think about other groups that you're in. People come together with just, similar interests. So maybe it's people that have you know, are looking for a certain kind of way of eating. You know, if you're vegan, I know like Michelle Pesca-Solido, her daughter has got a whole Facebook page about living in a vegan way, you know, and vegan recipes and stuff. I love cats, you know, so I'm actually in a crazy cat lady group. Don't judge. I don't actually ever see anything. I never actually, you know, do anything in there, but I did join a crazy cat lady group. Maybe I shouldn't have actually admitted that in public, but hey ho. You know, people are in groups for maybe health reasons. Maybe they have a condition that they want to be around other people that know what they're going through. You know, obviously we have business tips. There's so many different things that you can use for groups. So, you know, this is what I want you to think about, is how can you use groups for yourself? So, the other great thing is that groups it's much more likely that your posts are going to be seen by more people. You know, we all know that, especially with business pages and stuff, we're all fighting for that space on the newsfeed. So a great way to get your stuff seen by more people is by using groups, because people will naturally get notifications. You know, obviously they can turn them off if they want to, but people will get notified when you post. So, you know, that's when groups are amazing. You get notified when Elite Marketing Pro goes live in the group. You get notified when anybody posts. You can turn on all posts, so you get everything. So say the likelihood of your post being seen more is much higher when you use groups. So think groups. Groups. Oh God, you can tell it's near the end of the day. You know, so again, it's another really great reason why you want to use them. Now, there's lots of different things that you can do to grow your group. The reason, again, I'm kind of on groups today because I've just shot a tutorial for my own blog about using the embed invitation function. So that's a cool way to actually get people to actually join your group, which is great, but we'll leave that for another day. But so some of the things you want to do when you're setting up your group, and also I think actually let's just kind of split this into a couple of different things. So let's just kind of focus on network marketing initially, because obviously most of you will be building, and you know, you'll be building your network marketing business, correct? If you are, just drop a 2 below. If if your main kind of goal here and mission is to grow your network marketing business, so just drop a 2 if that's you. So I'm just going to kind of focus on that for a bit. So some great tips that I got from Bob Heilig is that, and also we have an amazing training in the Insider product, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a second. But with network marketing, again, you can use groups for different reasons. So you could have a group for prospects. So this could be something that you and your team, you know, your upline, downline, whatever, can use. You could create a group that people add in their prospects. So people who are just interested in maybe learning a bit more about your product or the business. So you probably want to have, you know, potentially want to have them separate, because some people, or you might want to just have them all in together. You know, so you can have a group that's just there to help people who are interested then maybe just get a bit further down the funnel, down the process of maybe actually wanting to join. So this could be great to share things like, you know, testimonials, to share stories of how people have maybe used the product and got great results. You can share then stories of people who have, you know, actually decided to turn it into an extra income and how it's helped them. It's a great way to you know, really use social proof. Social proof is, you know, is so key. Think about how you interact with things when you want to see other people's results. People won't necessarily just listen to you and take your word for it. People used to say to me all the time, oh, you know, you only say this product is great because you sell it. And I'm like, no, I sell it because it's great, you know? That's what I used to say, and it was absolutely true. But people think that you're just saying that something's great because you get money out of it. So by using social proof, it's a great way to be able to say, look, don't just take my word for it. Here's Susie. You know, she wants to lose, you know, 10 pounds, and look how great she looks, and she's got so much energy. Or, you know, this person, Dawn, just using an example, Dawn, obviously this isn't true, but Dawn really didn't have a clue how to apply makeup in the best way. She used our tips, she used our products, and look how confident she looks wearing this amazing makeup, for example. So that's kind of, again, another way of things that you can do is you can use it for prospects. Then you can then have a whole other group for customers, and you can then really try, think about this community. This community is only for people who are customers and members and students of our community. We don't have a prospecting group for EMP because we don't need it. And obviously we have affiliates. That's what people do. So you might have your own. So again, you can have a whole other group that's just for customers and make them feel more special. Give them some tips I'll give you if you're going to be using a customer group is do some things that are exclusive for them. So this is something that I'm starting to do is, thinking about some exclusive trainings that I can give in my customer group. And the same with VIP. In the VIP group, we share some stuff that's just for VIP. That's one of the perks of being a VIP member. You get some VIP only training. So think about things that you might be able to do for your customers. Think of some things that you could, it could be like a bonus. You want to try and incentivize and give that curiosity to make people want to be in that group, because people like to feel, again, like they're part of something. So if you can make things extra special, either for your kind of free group or your customer group, wherever you want to do. Then you can also have a whole group for your team members. I'm sure lots of you are going to be in Facebook groups that is just for your team, where you can obviously share, team tips about how to actually grow your network marketing business, how to prospect, how to sell your products, how to use the back office, blah, 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 blah. So again, team groups, again, it's another great way to build that community, sharing recognition with people, give kind of contests and incentives and things like that. So those are sort of three main groups that you may want to think about having for your business. Now I will say that one thing that I know when I don't do my network marketing business anymore, but when we were all kind of taught to all have our own groups. And whilst that can be okay because you can then obviously put your own spin on things, but this was something that I learned from Bob Hyland recently, was that you really want to, it's much better for you all to come together. So for you and your team, if you do have a downline, you've got people in your team or even an upline and stuff, you want to actually bring all of those sources together. So it's much better to have one great group where you can all pull together and use each other's stories and stuff than having, say, 10 pretty rubbish, small, tiny groups that don't get much interaction. So this is, again, something else that you might want to think about. So like I mentioned just now, in the insider product, in your My Products area, in the back office of EMP, go and find a group, a training that John and Nadia Melton did about, it's called the ATM strategy. So this talks about how you can use, I think, add, tag, and message. So this is a great thing to be able to learn with how you and your team can all pull together your resources and use each other to be able to have a great group and have a really simple strategy for using that. So I definitely recommend you go and watch that if you haven't already, because that's going to help you with more of the kind of detail about how to specifically use that group for sort of like your prospects and your customers. So that's something like that I wanted to share with you. The other thing I wanted to share is that something you want to think about. So let's just kind of go back to you as, you're branding yourself. If you're having a group that's maybe for the business side of things, so nothing really potentially to do with your network marketing business, but this is about you, or maybe something you want to implement with your team. Again, however you're using groups, is you want it to be more of a concept. So rather than, specific product names or specific company name group, think about an overall kind of brand or concept that you could use. So a bit like we teach with Attraction Marketing, it's about giving tips about a generic sort of industry. So again, if you're in a health and wellness company, get you and your team together and make a group that gives, you know, health and weight loss tips as a general thing. Maybe it's, you know, you're going to kind of niche in, narrow in on something particular. Maybe it's that you want to help mums, you know, get back into their pre-pregnancy genes, or, you know, whatever. Maybe it's about having the beauty inside and out. Maybe it's about getting great skin, but make it kind of that overall concept. So rather than being, you know, company or product specific. So hopefully that helps. So basically, you also want to try and think about your purpose for it, because if your purpose is just to sell products, then it's not always going to be, it's not necessarily going to be successful. So you really want to come from that place of value, which is what we teach here. We teach you to come from that place of value, from really helping people and caring about people and providing them with education and learnings of things that you know, you can help them with. So that's what you really want to keep as your main focus. And obviously the sales and leads can come as a part of that. So really keep that, you know, at the forefront of your mind. Now, there are some things that you can do, which I recommend you do, to really then make the most of your groups to be able to get leads and sales. Because, yeah, you know, communities are great, but you also want to make money. So things that you can do is, if you have created maybe your own lead magnet, if you created some free offers for you to build your list, then, you know, include those in a really clear place. So one thing that I implemented, you know, very quickly on when I became the community manager, was I created a new welcome post that's pinned to the top. So you've probably seen it. You've got some nice images. So you really want people, when they join your group, to be clear on what you want them to do. How do they get started? What's the point of the group? What do you want them to do next? So that kind of that retail space, if you like, is key. So when people first come to your group, whether it's on their computer or on their mobile, that's the first thing that they see. So that's, you know, your prime real estate to get, you know, you want to welcome people. Say, hey, thank you so much for joining me. Here's what you can expect from this group. You can share, you know, like next steps. What do you want them to do next? Do you want them to go and like your Facebook page? Do you want them to turn on all notifications? Do you want them to go and download something? Do you want them to book in a call with you? You know, what do you want people to do? So using that kind of welcome post is a great way to do that. And like I say, you can add in sort of visuals, like I've got the pictures that are in the group that says, you know, getting started, welcome, you know, start here, what the weekly training schedule is, how to contact support and coaching and stuff like that. So have a think about how you can do what would be useful for you and your group when you want to do this. So you definitely want to get it set up right. There's different topics that you can use. You know, you've got things like social learning, which is quite cool, and I've changed mine to this recently. There's a thing called units that you can now do. So this is another great way. Again, if you want people to take certain steps, you can actually, it's kind of like modules, if you like, of saying, right, here's step one, and people can then sort of tick that they've seen it and done it. So that's another cool feature you can use. You have lots of different types of groups. So have a little play around with it, but the social learning one specifically has this thing called units, which is pretty cool. So I'm playing around with this. I've just added some into the VIP group, and I'm probably going to be adding some into this main group soon. So stay tuned for some cool things to come in this group too. So that's kind of, yeah, you really want to have it set up properly. Also think about maybe you want to have a welcome video. So again, a video, we all know videos are amazing. So think about how you can just record a short, you know, a short, simple video that, again, you can just welcome people. Or if you prefer to have visuals like we've got in this group, you can do that as well. Either or is great. Video, it's just a way to welcome your members. It's a way to be able to, like I say, set expectations and tell them what you want them to do. So is this helping? Are you finding this valuable so far? Just let me know in the comments if you are, just so I can make sure that this is good stuff. So the other thing you want to do is also you want to make sure that you've actually got a decent kind of content strategy. So you really want to think about this. And again, this is something that I do with this group. I create a schedule of posts. I think about this. What I've been doing today is kind of thinking about the next couple of weeks and what I want to share with you guys. So this is what I do every single week, is I will take time and I think about, okay, what can I share this week? What are my kind of must do? So things in this group, for example, I share with you reminders of when certain trainings are. We do things like the leaderboard to give you all a shout out. I'll do like a member spotlight. I will share new blog posts once they're published. So I have certain things that are kind of always every week, and then I'll do other things and I'll think of new things that I can do for you to, you know, just obviously keep it fresh and, you know, just try different stuff. Because again, like anything, it's about testing. Sometimes I post stuff and they don't really work, and that's fine. It's a learning curve. Other times, you know, things are posted in the group and you all love it and you get behind it. So it's just a case of testing and seeing what works and seeing what you find useful and you know, what you love doing. So if you ever have any suggestions of things that you want to see more of, please do let me know, because I'm always looking for how I can better serve you, and, you know, as a team, as EMP, how we can continue to make this group the amazing place it is, because I love it. And even, you know, obviously before I joined, I loved the group. I love helping people and getting people excited and sharing their wins and all that kind of stuff. So that's something else, you know, I do in my own group now, is I've kind of moved some of the things that I do in EMP over to my group. So I create I do like a welcome post every single week. I do, you know, kind of a sharing your wins sort of thing. So, you know, you can use ideas from different groups that you're in and kind of collate them and make things your own. You know, you don't necessarily just want to copy stuff, but make it your own. Take a couple of ideas from different groups that you're in, things that you like and you enjoy, and implement that into that. So have a think about what you want to post, because you really want to do, I'd say probably no more than 3 posts a day. That's really all you need to do. It doesn't need to be like a fan page where you might want to have more posts. You want it to be about quality rather than quantity. So I'd say probably between 1 and 3 posts a day is kind of your sweet spot, and, you know, spread them out in the day. You also want to be consistent. So again, you know, by kind of actually taking some time, maybe it's you take an hour a week and think about, okay, what do I want to share this week? You know, you can obviously share your Facebook Lives. You can share any blog posts that you do. The other great thing is you can ask, you know, you can actually ask your group. So once you're actually building your numbers up, you can then ask the group, like I've just done, you know, what would you like to see? So it's great for getting research done. So maybe before you're doing your next ad, or, you know, maybe you're thinking of ideas for blog posts, you can actually ask your community, what would you like help with? So it's a great way to be able to always stay on top of what people are struggling with right now. What is it that people are needing help with? And it's going to help you then create content. What's the other thing I wanted to do? So again, you want it to be kind of generic, valuable content you want to share. Have a bit of a mixture of sort of text posts, image posts, videos, stuff like that. And definitely create some exclusive content. That was something that, again, I learned from this webinar from Bob, and that's something that I then implemented almost straight away into my groups, was actually make your group sort of exclusive, make it like the special place that they want to be. Now, a couple of just very, very quick tips in terms of how to actually grow your group. So obviously I know I'm going a little bit over time, so I just wanted to share a couple of tips with how you can actually get more people into your group. So, you know, you might want to get it, you know, you want to get it set up, and then you want to get people in there. So something that you can use, so there's this embed invitation that is now there. Not everybody has it yet. It's one of those newish features, and Facebook likes to roll it out every now and then, you know, out to people gradually. So as long as your group is public or closed, hopefully you will have it. It's over towards the right where you'll see about adding members. It's near there, and it's just a piece of text, and it basically creates this little widget with a visual thing which kind of pulls in your cover photo, the name of your group, bit of a description. It gives a button that says join group, which is great. So I actually now include this on the bottom of every single one of my emails. 99% of them, unless I may be doing a specific offer and I want to promote a product. But most of the time, I'm now really looking, I'm really growing my group. So at the bottom of my emails, I will always have a PS, if you want more tips on trainings on how to grow your business, then come and join my group. And, for exclusive trainings kind of thing. And you can then have it on your email. So every time you send an email out to your list, you can then have a really nice, easy way to grow your group. I get requests every single week just from doing that, which is great. Share it on your Facebook page. So again, you can just hit that share button of your group, share it onto your Facebook page, maybe once a day or a few times a week, however you want to do. If you're doing a Facebook Live, maybe if you're doing a Facebook Live and nothing particularly, if you're not promoting a product, then you could just give a call to action to join your group. And if you, kind of add that curiosity of that you've got some pretty cool stuff inside and come and join other members for some exclusive trainings, people are going to be like, oh, I want to get in there. So that's something else that you can do. Tanya talked at NES about doing a little contest, doing kind of like a challenge. And, she was able to grow her group by something ridiculous, thousands of people, by doing this challenge and inviting people, and they had to be in the group to then do this challenge. So that's really cool. So I'm definitely going to be trying something like that out soon, which is cool. So that's kind of just some really big things that you want to do. So you want to make sure that, you are, that you're setting your group up correctly. So make sure it's kind of set up. Make sure it's closed. You don't want to have a public group. You want this to be closed because public groups are probably going to get filled with spammers. So you want it to be closed. So you can then actually accept people. You can also, there's a feature where you can ask questions. So I'll do maybe another little training on that, like a tutorial of how you can do that. But you can actually ask questions, so actually get people to qualify themselves before you accept them into your group. So that's a great way, again, of doing some research. You could say something like, what are you struggling with? What's the biggest struggle in your business right now? Most people, when they join my group, they say recruiting. That's the biggest thing. But you get some ideas, again, for content, for things that you can provide people. You can ask them lots of different questions. You probably want to have maybe 3, 4 max questions, because you don't want people to be like, oh man, there's just too many. So think about that you can do. So it's really about building that community. It's much more intimate. People are going to feel that they're part of something. It's great for kind of prospecting and customers, things like that. If you are using it for network marketing, bring people together. Have you and your team all use just one group. So it's much better to then have one great group than 10, 15, 20 small, tiny, rubbish groups, because, like I say, you can use each other's resources. You can share each other's social proof rather than, 10 of you all posting the same stuff to a small amount of people. So that's going to be much better. Make it really clear and easy about what you want them to do. So that's by having that kind of welcome post. You can use things like the files to share stuff. We have a frequently asked questions file inside of this group because people ask a lot of the same questions. So it's great if you can just point people to certain things, to be able to get those questions answered. And say use it to ask questions for research. Is great. And just say keep trying different stuff. Groups, Facebook are really working a lot on groups recently, so this is why they're kind of bringing out these new features. So think about how you can implement into this business, and definitely go and check out that insider product called the ATM strategies from John and Nadia Melton. That's really great to be able to learn a bit more about how you can use a group for your network marketing business, for you and your whole team together. So definitely go and check that out. So have you any questions before I disappear on groups? Anything that I've covered that maybe you're not quite sure of? I just want to kind of just give a quick little minute if there are any questions. So if you aren't unsure of anything, you want to ask anything, now's your time. Drop it in the comments below. But otherwise, I've gone nearly half an hour, so I talk way too much. So I'll just give it a second. Is there anything else I wanted to share? Yeah, here we go. Yes, cool. So have I missed any comments? John saying makes sense. Fantastic. Great. Cool. So yeah, groups are fun. Like you can see, this group, is amazing, and doing these, you know, doing certain videos just inside the community, you know, it's great. It's a safe place that people can come to ask questions. So that's something that you want to create for your own kind of tribe, is to make them feel like they're part of something, make them feel like they can be, you know, open with you and honest with you, and maybe share their vulnerabilities and stuff. So we'll definitely be doing more about groups another time. But I thought, hey, as I was kind of doing groupie stuff, I thought, hey, why not talk about it? So anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you now. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of the day. Obviously, for those of you that are celebrating the 4th of July, be independent. Happy Independence Day. Yes, thank you, John. But yeah, we don't celebrate that here, but I want you to, you know, enjoy your Independence Day, enjoy your holiday. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me. And but yeah, other than that, ciao for now, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.